video, I believe it's appropriate to do an overview of the concept of British belt kit. Now, this isn't going to be a review of this specific product or an overview of it, but to kind of give you an idea of what it is for all of you who are going to ask it. Basically, this is from a company called Bulldog Tactical, and this is a very rare bird. It was made in, obviously, French CCE, which I actually like that pattern, and it works pretty well, but this is going to be a little bit different from things like JJ's or something from JJ's or whatever else. You got other companies as well, like Marauder Tactical and stuff like that. But anyways, most of this kind of stuff is only going to really come from the UK. And it seems like this kind of stuff is just as popular with the British and even the Australians. The concept of belt kit over something like, plate carrier centric layouts or having like a battle belt or whatever. This seems to be more effective, even to me, who basically had experience with, being plate carrier centric and stuff like that. I found that, having things on a belt actually helped my performance as far as maneuverability and stuff, even having a lot of weight on it. Now, if you've been following me on social media, I have gone through a few iterations as far as experimenting with older gear like Alice gear and the LBV-88, and I've actually found that this type of setup has actually been more effective than anything else, minimizing the weight on the chest and basically prioritizing putting stuff on the belt is even something that you saw with the LBV-88. That's what they were trying to do because they actually found that that was more maneuverable. However, when you add body armor to the mix, it kind of doesn't really help you out. Having it positioned the way it was, it didn't actually work out the way they thought it would, I think. So they kind of went to a more modular thing, or concept, I guess you could say. But now you're kind of seeing a medium with basically the battle belt being introduced to put some weight down and take away some of the stuff from the plate carrier, or just make room to add more crap. But anyways, the basic idea of this British low carrying concept is to keep everything on a belt and basically keep it at the rear. So as far as fitting this, you want to make sure that you're fitting it in such a way that it doesn't go past your hips. And for some of us, like me, in the summertime, I actually need a 3-pouch version. This 4-pouch version basically tells me that this is going to be good for a 34 to 36 waist or even bigger. Now, these magazines want to come around my hips and actually come in front and for a nice tight fit, but this is more for the wintertime. I find that the French CCE is more, effective all year round here in Alaska. So anyways, that's why I got this one. It was really for the wintertime, and I do have a 3-pouch version coming in the mail, so that'll fit me a little bit better for the summertime because this can walk around a little bit. Now, you can get the PLCE, version of this. This is a sewn-on version, so it isn't modular, but it also doesn't have all the frills that you can have on these. But basically, it models itself after a typical issue British belt kit, which basically is modular onto a slim belt. The one thing that has been a big gripe for a lot of soldiers is that you can actually get some bad rubbing on your hips, because that's basically where this rests, is just above the point where your legs come up. So you got to be able to perform high knees with this stuff, and that's a very different concept from something like the Alice gear, where it actually rides up a little bit higher, basically where the belt would, so above your butt and just under the belly button line. This actually goes a little bit lower around the hips, or just a little bit above, and maybe you have it higher on the front rather than on the back, because the area where it latches on sits a little bit higher than the back area, which basically dangles. So this actually helps you not really hurt your back as much, and you typically will see that British will carry their body armor over this, and this has a lightweight yoke, which is very common to see. So yeah, it is what it is. But I wanted to go over basically how to pack this, because a lot of people would be like, well, these pouches aren't modular or whatever, so how are you going to do different things like have quick to access pieces of gear that you might need, like an IFAC or whatever. So anyways, these are the magazine pouches. They carry like 2 PMags or 3 Stanag mags and you got 4 of them. So right now I have the P mags for the Steyr AUG in that, because that's my primary 5.56, right? So it won't really work with like 308 mags. Maybe some of the Magpul mags might work in this. I haven't really tried it because I don't have any Magpul mags. So for the 308. So anyways, that's something somebody else would have to try. But with all that said, it's basically made for 5.56. So anyways, that is what it is. You don't have to fully load this up. You could carry, have 3 of these loaded up with your magazines, and then put the rest on like a plate carrier or whatever. But this is good kit for light infantry, so you don't need to be such a gear queer. You're going to be dealing with a lot of people, and just have extra ammunition in your pack. Keep it light, keep it simple. Maybe have extra ammunition in one of these. It depends on how you want to pack it, but you can always carry some extra stuff like commanding gear, like land nav gear or something like that, in a mag pouch. So it is pretty versatile. So with that said, let's go ahead and talk about the utility pouches and how I've set them up. Now, unlike the Alice gear, like the canteens, you can't really fit that much underneath the canteens in the Alice gear. However, with these, I'm able to fit full canteens with some stuff underneath. So like medical gear, mosquito netting, or something else, I actually will put under here, maybe some MRE stuff. Basically, I would be reaching with my non-firing side for my canteen. So with this one, I would have things that I would immediately grab as well. So maybe some pokey bait underneath the canteen, or my mosquito netting, something that I would actually need to pull out really quick and just be very simple. This is more my sustainment canteen pouch, so I'll have other stuff in there like food or whatever with that canteen. Now, as far as like the other sustainment stuff, like the stuff that you might want to have, like if you are just setting up for the night or whatever, or on an LP OP, you have this, and there's a specific way of tying this off. I basically make a little slip knot here, and then of course you have a little bit of a tension knot here for the rope. So anyways, I have a lightweight poncho in here, and that would be more likely to be grabbed right away, but you do actually have some straps here on the bottom for lashing up or tying up some stuff here, and you'll actually see some soldiers who actually will tie up a poncho to the bottom here and just lay it across the back. And this doesn't interfere with you wearing a pack, and if anything, it stays away from it completely with how low it sits. So anyways, depending on the size of the pack, of course, but typically you want the pack to be a little bit higher up, but it is what it is. So anyways, underneath this, it's basically just food. There's really not much else you need, so I'm not really too concerned with carrying a lot of crap. Anyways, I guess, put this poncho back. So, you don't need to carry a big USGI poncho or a tarp or whatever, but it's on you, however you want to use it. But if it is going to be guaranteed to be rainy, obviously just wear a Gore-Tex or something. So, anyways, if you just want to be as light as possible and still have some kind of coverage, there you go. And it also provides a little bit of camouflage. So anyways, for basically the IFAK and having a pouch that is quickly accessible, you have this one right here, and my full IFAK just pulls right out, so it's easy to basically get to, and I don't have anything attached yet, like a piece of 550 cord for quickly pulling it out. That's pretty much all you would need in order to quickly pull it out. But you do have a bit of room, so you could put some more food underneath this and actually expose it a little bit more, and maybe put in some signal gear, like some Kim lights or whatever might actually be good, like if you're signaling like helicopters to come in or whatever, a kind of military application. That's what you could do, or whatever, having like a headlamp or whatever under it. But basically, you'll see that there's some variety as far as like the ideas of what to carry in these things when you're actually on mission, and it is what it is, what you want to do with it. But the idea of having something like this that actually can carry a lot of gear is to sustain you in combat for about 24 hours. So 24 hours worth of ammo and stuff like that. And obviously nowadays having body armor and some modularity, you want to keep it light, but you do have some room on your plate carrier to carry some things like maybe a camelback and some extra ammunition and some of your commander stuff, though, maybe your chem lights, your notebook, and all that other, good stuff. Even your pistol. So you don't really have room for a pistol in this, but if you actually want to carry a pistol, just carry it on your chest. It's not really ideal for people that are mobile, but it is what it is. So you got to make it work. So one thing that is unique here is you do actually have I believe it's just a bayonet attachment here, because you do have elastic loops right here for carrying like a sheath, it looks like, and you have a little bit of an attachment here with a quick release. So I believe that you could actually carry a bayonet here, or a knife of some sort, but I'm not really sure what this is necessarily, but I'm pretty sure I'm on as far as like looking at the PLCE system, how you actually have a pouch just for the bayonet about on that side. So yeah, it is what it is, how you want to, have it set up when you have your, issued PLCE system. But this is the way I've set it up for everything to be prioritized as far as like what's quick to get to and where it's placed and stuff like that. So it's pretty simple to use, and you can pack it however you want, but that's just how I have it packed so far. So for the needs I have for it. So with all that said, let me know what you think in the comments below about this system. I think it's pretty versatile myself, and that's why I'm interested in exploring it. So anyways, I hope this was helpful, and you guys have a good one.